Alrighty guys, welcome back here to another wrestling news video. This time we're talking about AEW, and we're talking about one of their most pushed stars in the last 2 years. Is this guy over? Is he fuck? He's a midget, he's about 4 foot tall, weighs about 60 pounds, but for some reason AEW keep pushing him and pushing him. They've gave him Sting, they've given him these gimmicks, they've given him the TNT title, they've given him pretty much everything, they've given him team to ask to go against, but no matter what they do, this guy just will not go over, and his finisher may as well be the coffin drop, but this guy's career might now be in the coffin because a fellow wrestler, well, I'm not even going to say wrestler, I use that term loosely, a fellow fucking indie bum that has never done anything relevant in the business and never will, has came out and accused Darby Allin of being her, what's the word they use, abuser. Like, this whole speaking out shite, I mean, people come out and they literally talk about someone and they call them their abuser, and this could, I mean, to me, when someone says abuser, it sounds bad, but these people would literally call you an abuser if you're doing shopping and you cut them in line. They'll say, "Oh, my abuser cut me in line in shopping today." That's how fucking insane these people are. I mean, they shouldn't be throwing out words like this. To me, we call someone an abuser, it means they put you through a lot of shit. They put you through some, physical stuff. They've been beating on you like it was an Iron Man match, with not some, mental health crap. But here we go. So Twitter user Holly Cromwell, who apparently wrestles in some indie promotions, last year came out during the Speaking Out movement, and she made a statement from 2020. She did not mention Darby Allin's name at the time, but she said, and I quote, "It's been really hard to formulate this. I've always been afraid because people wouldn't believe me or say, oh, that's not that bad. Thinking of it makes me relive so many bad things. Between 2016 and 2017, I had an on and off again relationship with another wrestler. He ruined my mental health on a lot of things I'm still struggling with. He would talk about my family as if they were every problem I have in my life. He would get upset and scream and yell at me and treat me like his personal punching bag. He never once laid a hand on me, just mental punching bag. It got to the point where I was so disassociated and walking on eggshells all the time that I didn't say much. And if I didn't reply how he wanted, I would get screamed at. He would tell me if I didn't do things he wanted, he was going to leave me. I lived in constant fear. I still have fear to this day that if I did one bad thing, didn't listen to one thing, didn't do everything that hate someone asks of me, that thing that hate someone asks of me, that anyone I am will leave me on the spot. He also threatened to leave me if I didn't have sex with him or do sexual things and perform sexual acts with him. It took me a long time to read. I know this person can't fucking write a sentence for shit, by the way, right? So, unquote here, this person's an absolute retard, and what you might think what I'm saying is not making sense, but I'm purely just reading, what she has typed here, so it's not my fault. I'll restart the previous sentence, but I'm reading this and a lot of it doesn't even make sense, but I'm not fucking up here. It's just this, it's the quote. The quote's absolute garbage. I think her brain's been abused. Maybe she abused the school system and didn't attend English because, oh, fuck, this is shocking. But anyway, I will restart the previous sentence. Quote, he also would threaten to leave me if I didn't have sex with him or do sexual things and perform sexual acts with him. It took me a long time to realise that threatening someone to have sex with you isn't consent, it's rape. I struggle with this day and have so many fears around sex and around intimacy. I will not be naming any names because I don't feel comfortable doing so. I just want to show that this has never broke me, that I am stronger for going through something that I shouldn't have had to, unquote. I mean, first of all, if it hasn't broke you, if it hasn't got to you, then what, you wouldn't feel the need to come out and say it. So obviously it has got to you, it has affected you. And I thought this was very, very concerning here. She thinks it's rape. That this guy didn't, he never physically, pushed himself onto her or anything. He never attacked her, never hit her. He would make maybe demands and threats and possibly blackmail. You can say that's blackmail. You can say it's a very shit thing to do, but Darby Allin saying, if you don't have sex with me, I'm going to leave you, that's not fucking rape. He's giving you the choice. You know what I mean? He's giving you the fucking choice. It's not rocket science. Is it a shitty thing to do? Aye, it's a shitty thing to do, but I mean, to say that's rape, I mean, no one that's not a complete crazy liberal will agree with this chick. I mean, that is nonsense. Anyone with a functional brain, anyone who's reasonable will read what she said, and they might sympathise in the fact that they thought Darby Allin may have acted like a dick. He may have been a bad person or whatever, but when she comes out and claims that this was rape, then I think she loses all credibility there. Anybody, like I said, who is reasonable and, you know, isn't a fucking delusional tool will automatically, you can't take her side anymore. You know, you just can't do it. You know what I mean? You just cannot do it. Anyway, on Friday, she quoted and retweeted her statement and name-dropped Darby Allin. So, it's funny that this guy has been arguably the most pushed guy. You have to, over the last year in AEW, he's probably been pushed the most. Now, I don't like him. I think he's shite, but you've got, I'm looking at it based on, you know, amount of TV time, big time matches the guy's had. I mean, AEW has probably made this guy their top guy going forward in the last year. I know he's not had the belt or nothing, but he is predominantly featured in a hell of a lot of AEW stuff. And then it's a year later where she comes out and mentions his name, so I mean, she could be looking for some attention, could be looking for some clout. Then she retweeted the tweet and says, quote, "I'm tired, so fucking tired, and I don't care anymore. Darby Allin abused me. He abused me, and I'm tired of being called a liar by fans who have no idea the shitty person he really is. Somehow no one remembers. I'll never forget how you treated me like shit," unquote. Again, he might be a shit person, but at the end of the day, this is all her word against his word, so I mean, are we supposed to just believe her, or believe all women? All this believe all women nonsense? I mean, there's no proof here that what she's saying is true. There's no proof what she's saying is not true. But even if what she says here is 100% true, what Darby Allin done is still not rape. It's still not as bad as she's claiming it out to be. I mean, if he was affecting your mental health, if he was making demands, if he was like blackmailing you into do something, then you fucking leave. You know, if someone says to me, "Yo, give me £500 or I'm going to leave you," it's like you either leave them or you give them the £500, but you can't say that the person, you know, physically robbed you because they didn't. You know what I mean? They gave you an ultimatum. They gave you a choice, and you fucking chose the wrong one, obviously. So again, I don't quite understand where she is going with this crap. She then went on to share a direct message that she had with Darby Allin's ex-wife. Yeah, I thought it was current wife. Partly his ex-wife, Priscilla Kelly. And she went on. I'm not going to do the whole. I can't be arsed reading the entire quote here. Actually, I will. Quote, "You should," because this chick's obviously not right in the head either, but at least she, like, you know, has some sense to see what this Haley Cromwell saying is absolute bullshit. So she went on to say, quote, "You should really delete that tweet. I know you didn't name names, however, it's not hard to figure out who you're referring to. Let me get personal here. I was sexually assaulted when I was younger. I cannot stomach the thought of being in the same room as that person, let alone attempting to befriend their wife as you did with me. There's much more context than you're letting on, and it's not right to potentially bury someone with lack of context and information just to gain sympathy for yourself or relevancy. It may have been a bad relationship, but there is no room for you to make statements considering it to be rape, especially considering you were the one begging him to be with you after breaking up numerous times. Understand what you're doing when you make statements like this and what you are talking about. There are two sides to this, and I know who I am married to. While he may not be perfect, he is not a rapist or sexually abusive," unquote. And I pretty much agree with that. And I mean, let's be real, if someone did treat you like shit, I mean, Priscilla Kelly's right here, you wouldn't want to be friends with their wife. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens here. And then Haley Cromwell made another tweet about, quote, "I'm so tired. My only goal is to make sure other people realise being treated like shit isn't normal or something that happens. It's wrong. No one should treat you like you're garbage. I want people to know someone is bad and to be careful," unquote. Well, no one's saying it's normal, but most people would fucking leave if they get treated like garbage. Most people would just quit. Most people would leave. They wouldn't do what you do. They wouldn't stay in the relationship and then claim 4 years later, "Oh, he did this to me and he did that to me. I'm the victim." Nah, you know what I mean? You could have left. It's not like he was fucking locking you up in the basement like that Austrian dude did with his kids. He didn't do that. I mean, he gave you an ultimatum and you chose to stay with him. So, like, what the actual fuck? It will be interesting to see what happens here. How will AEW go forward with this? Like I said, again, it's someone's word against someone else's word, and Darby Allin hasn't even said anything about it, so he hasn't even gave his word. We don't know what's happening. Darby Allin's ex-wife has spoken out about it. She's defended him. But again, but this is what I don't understand. Even if what this Hayley Cromwell is saying, even if what she's saying is true, it's really not that bad. I mean, it's really not. It's definitely not rape. You know, like I said, you could say the guy was an arsehole. You could say he's a questionable human being for sure. But I mean, come on. At the end of the day, he tried to blackmail someone, maybe give them an ultimatum, and they chose it. It's like I said, you can use so many different examples and to draw comparisons to that. So I don't think it's as bad as what she's saying, but it'll be interesting to see what AEW do going forward here. They've invested so much time into this guy. They've pushed him to the max. You can see what they've done to Sammy Guevara when he made that tweet about Sasha Banks. They kind of just took him off TV for months, and he had to go and do that sensitivity course. Like, what a fucking joke that is. You've had a lot of people maybe losing their jobs over this speaking out thing, so it'll be interesting to see what happens with Darby Allin, see if he gets punished, see if nothing happens to him. It'll be interesting to see, because sometimes, if you're a main eventer or something like this comes out, nothing happens to you, but if you're a wee mid-card or lower dude, if you're a bum, if you're a jobber, which Darby Allin is, but he's pushed in the main event, but he's still a bum. Let's not make any mistakes here, guy. He's a bum! As Tyson Fury would say, absolute bum. Anyway, that's it. I don't want to defend Darby Allin here, but I don't think... Obviously, I mean, it's like I said, we don't even know if what she's saying is true, but even if what she's saying is true, it's definitely not as bad as she's making it out to be. So, be interesting to see if anyone else comments on this. Be interesting to see if Darby Allin comments on it. But until next time, guys, that is it. I've commented on it. I've given you my opinion, and that's all you fucking need to on Fog Wrestling. So stay tuned for more videos, more breaking news, more games, more retro content, WWE SmackDown vs Raw, GM mode. You want it, guys, it's coming. Stay tuned, whether you're the red brand, blue brand, all the vids are coming. Anyway, till next time, season mode. Chris Benoit, he will be revived. He's coming back for the dead, guys. Chris Benoit season mode coming to a channel near you. But anyway, that's it. Will Darby Allin's career die? Will Darby Allin's career get Chris Benoit? Stay tuned to find out. Till next time, though, peace.